Hello and welcome. Today is another day and another 9,985 Satoshi for that of Sunday, the 22nd of September 2019. My name is Derek. All bets trades and of the like, within each his own risk and their own reward. Welcome. Okay, let's take a look at that first of Bitcoin. And there's not much to go over here because it's pretty much all about the same. So that's just maybe look at this for a few seconds. That's about a few. Switch it over to Bitcoin dominance, which is actually up because altcoins aren't doing too well today with small, moderate, tiny losses against Bitcoin for the day. And it's just small and tiny because it's just this little 0.6% move. Still hasn't got up to the 18 average of highs. The 18 average of or lows even, let alone the highs. But the 18 average of highs comes in at about 71.22. Even for that matter, 71.4. By the time it would get up there, that number would increase. But it really has to get above, what noticeably above that level, and really to pass this level of previous resistance at about 71 and three quarters, for me to say, okay, we're in this bull market, higher highs and higher lows. It looks like the next higher high is coming because it's had such a large drop below the 18 that any type of rally that comes into this 18 average band could very easily be resisted. Not necessarily that it will, but it's something you most certainly have to look out for when you have a decent sized decline that leaves the 18 in the fashion that this does. And doing such and looking at the 3 hour term time frame, well, we can see here that this level of support in here held throughout the last couple of days, few days, but it's now managing to attempt to get above this. And 71.75 would be a move way up to here. So it's got a decent ways to go just to leave what a good price correctionary move would come into or place itself into. And as mentioned, like everything seems to be going down. There's Bitcoin, that doesn't count. It's up like 0.22%, so it's pretty much break even. Oh, Gold Chain's up 16. That's sweet, 124. And then we have Lumen, but pretty much everything's down. The worst losers that I have is Cosmos and Ripple, followed by GRS and Theta. But the top gainer again, Gold Chain, it's in at 125. It's actually short term. It must be having a nice little move because it was at like 122 just a moment ago. Okay, yeah, down in here. This is the 1 minute term time frame. So yeah, like 921. And amongst this coin, what do we see in here? Well, we are seeing volatility. Before in here in 1 minute, we had this price come up to 134. That was last night after midnight, 2:34 in the morning. And then it comes down to like 114. I don't need these lines in anymore, so let me just remove them. On the hourly term, this is just like go volatility. I mean, go volatility. Do. Yeah, that's whatever. Play on words. But the movements are most certainly in place. And one of the reasons why I'm playing coins like this is, I mean, I have no idea which ones are going to have those 60, 80, 200% days and those 600% weeks and those 20, 30x moves in a short period of time. But these shit type of coins have the higher chances than Monero or Litecoin or any of those other more larger volume, larger traded coins. As in this having a good day. Oh, pretty good day today. It's up 16.82%, but just pretty good, just pretty good. If Apple stocks were to go up 16%, or GE or Amazon goes up 16%, that's a very rarity, but it's just pretty good here. After all, it's had days before where this ultimate failed breakout day, it was up 32%. And even that's just good. What kind of days do we have in here? We had 41% there, which was followed up by this day, which was up 40%. A move in here from like 472 to like 1200, 3x move. And even that, I've seen this is in the bear market condition territories, which is basically everything post late January 2018, which is now close to 2 years away. But for me, I'll just keep trading this against coins like, well, the four that I am, what I bought all four of these coins for Go earlier this morning. Here we have this up and down choppy action, but then Litecoin it was like 79, now down to 56. But back at the start of this, we'll call it the start of the Litecoin rally since mid to late November of last year, almost 1 year now. It's went from about 650 to 8,600. That's nearly a 12x move. Litecoin against Theta, since the Theta rally ended, it went from 44, or at least, yeah, since this 44 up to, this is Neo Theta. Sorry. Yep, this one. Okay, so here we have, this is the Theta and Go, the one that I was meaning to bring up. A low here of 3 in March of 2019, which then went up to 12, now down to 8. But these moves that we see in here, there is so much profitability to be had in here. When you have markets that can go from 12 and change, 12 and a third, and then 2 days later go down to under 10, and then just a few days later go up to 11 and 3/4, then down to 9 and 2/9, up to 11 and 8/9, down to 9 and 2/9 again, up to 12 and 4/9, and all of these up and down moves can bring a lot of profitability. And I have no problem hoping that today I can see this at 6.2. Of course, I don't think it will, but it very easily could. And I'll certainly be hoping to see, oh, gold chains at like 140, 180, 190. That would be sweet. But I got nothing to say that it's going on there. But I'm always ready for that situation to come into place and will react to it when those spots happen. And then with Qtum, they've had a lot of these things. It was nice here to be able to see the price go from 122 up to like 300, where I was selling Qtum to buy Go. Lately, it's been definitely a combination of both, but I guess barely primarily now selling Go chain for Qtum. But here we have a low of 200. Here we have a high of 270. Then we go this low. All of these moves that continuously take place, even in here, and of course now down in this. So it could very easily come back. Oftentimes they do, and if it does, like I state, I'll just react to that situation. Against the Sky, giving it all of it back. Sky's doing so bad that this one's able to really overperform it. But you've seen it go from 40 up to 100 and change, back down to 40. And even before, it was like big move up, big move down, up, down, and markets go up, markets go down. We can see primarily since late July, this market has been going down. Now, there is one coin up 60+% against Binance, and that's SNM. So let's just take a look at that. It's called, that's a stock. If it was a stock, it would be Shamaran Petroleum, but we're talking Sonam. And this is one that was at 900 down to 178, but up like over 60% today. And it's been up in the last like few days. We've seen it go from 75 to 2.25. So therefore, 75 to 150 would be doubling, and then it's about 3 times gain. Pretty good. But again, major losses before. I mean, this thing was way up in 2018. This thing was at 4,651, or 4,600 even. And it's been just nothing but large declines. And then now a large rise. Of course, the declines have been much greater than the current decline. And the current decline, we don't know if it's over. It might be. Sometimes they can just keep on doing very well. That TNT I talked about recently, I think it's doing pretty good today too as well. It's dynamite TNT. Yep, see, you have all these days up in a row. And are we going to be able to come up and test this little area here? Well, when you're looking at this like this, you're like, what do you know is going to happen? Oftentimes it does sell off from here. So what are the situations that can occur? Oh, major continued wild movements higher, and who knows how high? 5, 6, 7, 100,000, 2,000, 4,000, 8,000. Of course, we're talking like 2, 3, 4, 5, 8,000 kind of numbers, or 20, 30, 50x gains. Okay, don't expect it in like 3 or 5 days or 10 days. It's possible. Expect it in like 3, 5, 10 weeks. But is it that's it could be a start of just that, a 3, 5, 10 week period. It could be continuing to develop this choppy up and down action. We could be developing a major failed breakout. There's just so many possibilities. But as of now, when you're adjusting to the message of the market, what did it do before in here? Well, you had this green day here where it's just trying to break out. Nothing major about this update on September 18th, up 6.74%. But then the two moves, and then yesterday we could see the pause action. Well, this is where shortening of the time frame can be telling us that, okay, well, where was it attempting to break out after a correctionary move? And the 18 average of highs does wonders for me with these types of stuff. We can see how it was lifting off in here, but from this high comes down to the 18th, so we had an attempt in here. It wasn't ready then. I'm not going to say it failed because, I mean, it's been holding very well since, but it just means that if you got stopped out, well, then nothing has been, yeah. So it does, again, at 20 hours in here, the two that precede this red period was another attempt to get above this high. Now, it barely did, but just that. This high barely did. So now back comes down to the 18, and this period in here now, it's starting to look to take that out. So why don't I just move this onto the single hour term? And this is its attempt in here. This thing has definitely got full potential at any given time to be, because we could be at like close to 500. Not going to say that it will, but it's got a nice current setup as it's playing out. Thank you for tuning in. Have yourself a great day. Bye bye.